And another coaching change coming for the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, after finishing at the bottom or near the basement of the standings in back-to-back seasons, Oilers GM Steve Tambellini announced that the club will not be renewing Tom Renney's contract. This is the third time in 4 years that Tambellini has fired a coach, and he said they need a new direction behind the bench to get the most out of their players.
We expect better performances from a player like Ales Hemsky on a more consistent basis. We expect better goaltending on a consistent basis from Devin and Nick. You know, there's a lot of areas where, in order to be better, the people that are here right now need to be a lot better on a consistent basis.
The Oilers hope to have a new coach in place before the June draft. Now, after letting Renney twist in the wind for weeks, there's been a lot of speculation that Team Canada coach Brent Sutter is the front runner. The timing makes sense with Canada being ousted from the World Hockey Championships just this morning.
I know there's been a lot of talk around the World Championships, and Brent, he's a good coach, there's no question about that, but let us go through the process and just, you know, get it right.
57-year-old Renney had previously coached the New York Rangers and Vancouver Canucks. He's expected to address media sometime in the days ahead or early next week. No word yet on the fate of the assistant coaches. Tambellini also stated that he's still in discussion with the team regarding a contract extension for himself. Over to the NHL playoffs, Kings with home ice advantage, and they're up 2-0 on the Coyotes in the series. Scoreless in the second, Keith Yandel springs Damon Langkow. He beats Jonathan Quick 5-0. It's Lankow's first of the playoffs. Coyotes up 1-0. This series getting rough. First, Dustin Brown with a forearm shiver on Mikkel Bodker. Then Shane Doan on Trevor Lewis.
Now Dustin Brown trying to sprint Kopitar in alone. Kopitar scores!
Kopitar extends his point streak to 6 games. Coyotes lead lasts for 2 minutes and 7 seconds. In the third, Dwight King gets the go-ahead. Kings hold on to win 2-1. It's quarterfinal Thursday at the World Hockey Championships. Canada facing Slovakia in Helsinki. The Slovaks are no slouch. We'll pick it up 2-1 Slovakia in the second.
Oh, gets it up ahead. Big chance walking in, and just dishing wide was Eberle as he went to the backhand. Another chance. Score!
Jeff Skinner ties it at 2. Eberle with a helper. 3-2 Canada in the third. Milan Bartovic beats Cam Ward to even it at 3. 2.5 to play. The captain Ryan Getzlaf 5 and a game for Jurajs Mikus. So on the ensuing Slovakia power play, Andrej Sekera's point shot tipped neatly by Michael Handzus. Canada could not score short-handed, and the Slovaks hang on to win 4-3, advancing to Saturday's semifinals, so Canada is done. Meanwhile, the U.S. facing host Finland, scoreless until the second. Jesse Joensuu beats Jimmy Howard 1-0 Finland. The Americans get it back just 21 seconds later. Oilers defenseman Jeff Petrie cross-crease for Kyle Palmieri. We are tied at 1. 2-1 USA in the third. Jussi Jokinen shot off Mikko Koivu's skate.
Up ahead. Joensuu dropped it back. Puck fired. Drifts over top of the goal. Scores!
Joensuu with his second of the game comes with just 9 seconds on the clock. The Finns shock the Americans with a 3-2 victory. It's been 4 decades since a hockey team from Edmonton was in the hunt for a Memorial Cup, one of the oldest and most difficult trophies to win. Adam Cook sets the stage for the contest in Shawinigan.
The Memorial Cup was established in 1919, a trophy awarded to the best junior hockey team in North America and named to honor all the young Canadian hockey players who died during World War I. The old Oil Kings won it twice, in 1963 and 66. This generation of players may not be familiar with Memorial Cup history, but they do know its significance to Canadian culture and remember their first glimpse of the tournament on TV.
I don't remember how old I was. I don't really remember, but it was at my great auntie's house and it was on the TV. I remember watching it on TV when I was younger, not knowing a whole lot about it.
The European players are somewhat in the dark, but they know all about the magnitude of the Memorial Cup.
I know it's the biggest junior hockey tournament in the world, so that's mostly what I know. I've seen a couple games on it.
For close to a century, it's been the ultimate prize in junior hockey, and it's taken its lumps. still regarded as the hardest trophy to win on ice. 16 wins are required to claim a league championship just to gain entry into the exclusive tournament.
You come out in one league and then you realize there's two other champions waiting to knock you down for the big prize, and obviously the host team who's got a lot on the line and riding home.
I've heard that being said a lot, that it's the toughest trophy to win in hockey, just because you have to get through your own league and then, kind of brush that away because there's a bigger site in the future for you.
3 Canadian League champions plus a host team, most meeting for the very first time, and there is little room for error in the round-robin format.
You play the best of the best in the Western Hockey League to get to the finals and win that league, and then anybody that comes out of their leagues, they are the best of the best. So you have to be prepared for that, and obviously it's a short-term competition, and you have to be at your best every game, every shift, every period.
It's a tournament format, so I think anything can happen, and we got to go out and play our best 2 weeks of hockey we've ever played.
The Oil Kings open the tournament against the host Shawinigan Cataracts on Friday. A few might argue that it's one of the biggest turnarounds in the history of pro sports in our city. After starting the season at 2-7, the Edmonton Rush are 1 win away from their first NLL title in franchise history.
The amazing run for the Rush continues.
I don't think anyone predicted the 2 playoff results we had. I think in the dressing room we believed we could do it, but to have those 2 results and dominate 2 pretty good teams has been pretty unbelievable for us.
And credit team owner Bruce Urban for putting the brakes on an ugly start. The RV King personally stepped in and challenged team leaders during an hour-long heart-to-heart, something that some might consider a faux pas in pro sports.
And I said, you guys need to step up. And what I watched tonight, it was after a Calgary game, I'm not impressed at all. I don't think that you're digging deep enough. This team needs to win. The city needs this team to win. It's year number 7. We haven't been a winning team, and let's get at it.
The team responded, winning 4 out of its last 7 before playoff wins over Calgary and Minnesota. The Champions Cup is Saturday in Rochester. And we'll finish off in the Western Conference Final of the AHL. OKC Barons hosting the Toronto Marlies in Game 1. 2-0 in the second. Nazem Kadri leaves it for Matt Fratton. That's his 6th of the playoffs, 3-zip, third period now. Kadri with a backhander, goes just wide, but Joe Colburn buries the loose puck. Marlies take Game 1 5-0. Game 2 goes tomorrow.
Exciting few days with all these finals coming up and championships.
It's a good time of year. It's a busy time of year.
It's also the May long weekend. Stay with us. We're back right after this break.